Welcome back to Bat Fridays here on Superman Comic a Day, where I have a golden retriever at my feet. Why do you have to make this so hard? Today we're talking about the third Batman story ever, Batman Meets Dr. Death, his first recurring supervillain. No one's really favorite supervillain, though I expect someone is a fan of Dr. Death, and not really the most recurring Batman villain. He goes away for a long time, and there's been different versions of him. But he still is the first recurring supervillain. And he doesn't really have a gimmick yet, which makes Batman villains special. That's probably a big reason he's not going to be returning once Batman gets the good villains. So Dr. Death, who's kind of a mad scientist, like most of the supervillains who get created first in the Golden Age, just really like mad scientists, is talking to his henchman Jabba, who is a Sikh man, I believe, by the turban on his head, though. I'm pretty sure Bill Finger and whoever was doing the art here were probably not thinking that through completely. They just wanted a sort of foreign, exotic kind of henchman, and they just created somebody who fit that bill. So I don't think much thought has gone into Jabba, though it is an actual name of a city, I believe, or a township, some sort of incorporated area in Syria. So some research was possibly done. This comic, by the way, is credited to Bob Kane, finally Bob Kane, not Robert T. Kane, but Batman is still the Bat-hyphenated man. I will make sure to let you guys know when that stops happening. Dr. Death is worried that Batman is going to get in the way of his plans. He decides to have an ad in the newspaper invite Batman over, essentially. So many questions about that. So Bruce Wayne reads the advertisement about there being a message somewhere, and he goes, not under disguise or as Batman, though it would be weird for Batman to go pick up a message. He's just in like an overcoat trying to hide his face a bit. Like a pervert? You know, like a pervert. This is a message in the newspaper anybody can read, and the cops are still trying to find him, yet there's no police officer like watching the area. Gordon really sucks at his job. The message tells him where to meet later that night. So Bruce Wayne puts on the costume, cape and cowl, and he goes to what ends up being a trap, because it's obviously a trap. Why would anybody be looking for Batman? So Batman fights several henchmen and Jabba. This is actually a little fun, because, you know, these stories have been fairly short and full of action. When Batman's, like, chasing some of the henchmen, and when he, like, comes smashing through, there's constantly like a shadow on the wall of his silhouette, which is like an impossible silhouette to get that looks just like the BatSignal. And the BatSignal doesn't exist yet, so you have like these weird different color Batman silhouettes that are basically just the BatSignal on the wall as he's like chasing or like he appears against these guys. So he's winning this fight until Jabba kind of gets involved, and Jabba pulls a gun and shoots him. So Batman has to make a hasty escape. This is before Alfred too, so he has like no butler to help him or patch up his wounds. He later has to see his family doctor to fix the wound, who asks some questions, but Bruce just kind of puts it on himself as accidentally shooting himself while cleaning a gun. Oh, those bored socialites. They accidentally shoot themselves all the time. Dr. Death sends Jabba out to go poison a man with powder because he hasn't paid his tribute. Well, it just so happens Bruce Wayne is driving by and sees Jabba because he's like a 7-foot-tall, fat man in a turban. So he stands out. Probably don't want a very memorable henchman if you're trying to be covert in Gotham City. Jabba blows the poison powder into the man's face, but Bruce Wayne is there fairly quickly to cover his mouth with a handkerchief, which the other guy seems completely, like he's a little bemused, but he takes it better than you would think someone would take if someone had just covered their mouth with like a hanky. I mean, I might throw a punch. And in the classic supervillain mistake, the henchman, here being Jabba, ends up leading the hero, Batman, back to the secret lair. Batman comes crashing in and chokes out Jabba with his like lasso rope that he has. Dr. Death tries to run away, but Batman's on his tail pretty quickly. So he ends up just running in like a kind of a circle. Well, not a circle because he goes on downstairs and back up. But he gets back into the lab. Death has some sort of chemicals that he threatens to throw at Batman that will set him ablaze. But Batman's already ahead of him and picks up the fire extinguisher that's right next to him in the doorway and throws it at Dr. Death, knocking the chemicals out of his hand. And then the entire lab is on fire. Dr. Death is kind of crazed at this moment, just laughing, and Batman just kind of eulogizes him right there, saying that he's a poor, mad fool. And we're left with the idea that Dr. Death does not survive this story. I have money on that he's going to be back sooner than later. So yeah, these Batman comics have been very tight and full of action, pretty focused. I'm constantly very surprised at how good Bill Finger is at writing. I don't find this one particularly all that interesting. They could be a little longer and have, more character work or more of a threat build-up. But I have to say I'm enjoying it. So that's it for week 3 of Bat Fridays here at Superman Comic a Day. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do these every Friday, but Mondays and Thursdays I do Superman comics. So please tune in next time. Same bat time, same Superman channel. Bye.